What's going on, everybody? Jake here. Jake Plays, coming at you with another brand new exciting episode here on this magical Friday. How we doing, guys? Not gonna be that much of a Debbie Downer, but we are almost a full week through this new year, and oh my gosh, get out of the way, Picnicker Becky or whatever. Not gonna lie, not gonna be a Debbie Downer. Things are going super duper well. I don't know about y'all, but just this year, 2023, has a little bit of a different vibe to it. Now, I mean, if we're being honest, 2020 had a pretty solid vibe to it in the beginning, and then we all saw how that happened. But I mean, listen, we're just simple Pokemon trainers here, trying to battle, trying to level up. Only got 2 battle encounters off of that one. We're just trying to level up so we can beat the Elite Four, and, I'm not sure if there's too much of an end game afterwards, but our main focus is being a Pokemon champion by defeating the Elite Four with these Nuzlocke rules that, we've just decided to put in place for ourselves just to make life that much easier, harder, easier. Anywho, Barry, we got the punch, we got the one shot on the Pikachu, but unfortunately we only got we got paralyzed because of that static or the whatever it is that the Pikachus have on them. Raichu, what's up, my guy? I am going to go ahead and take you down with this Brick Break. Just take down that crispy clean little Raichu there. Dunzo McFunzo, guys, gals, everybody here, 835, not the best amount, but, I mean, if you put both battles together, it was close to, I don't know what, a grand or something, 1,000's worth of experience. Anyway, going forward, so, Picnicker Kendra wants to battle, just going to send out Gloom. I think we're prepared for this, we're in a good spot, we should be able to, take it down. Gonna hit it with the Fire Punch, but of course we're paralyzed because we forgot about that. Maybe we can hit on the second Fire Punch. Yes, we did. We connected on that. Kipicow! Super effective. Love to see it. No chance, Jimmy's Johns. Barry, 792. Picnicker Kendra is going to use Oddish. We didn't see that one coming. Whoa! Hey-oh! Watch out! Hit him with the Fire Punch. Didn't get paralyzed this time. That's what we like to see. Super effecto, we already knew that. 468, again, not the best, but when you combine with all 3 battles that are happening, you never know. Right? Maybe. Who knows? We didn't have to worry about being paralyzed on that attack move. Yeah. Not good enough. Ka-chur! Oh no! And making sure that we are getting our 100 steps in, because it's like we have a Fitbit on us and we gotta get those steps in. Doodly 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 doo. Let's go back to the original 5, see if we can rekindle some old magic and get all 5 of them at once. Oh, we did! Yo! Let's go ahead, make sure that our boy, the number 1 main man, Barry, does not have that paralysis on him, and Butts, I thought maybe we had a paralyzed heal, but it does not look like we have one, so we're gonna have to burn a full heal. But again, even though they are a little bit expensive, it is not necessarily something we're worried about, because that 1 trainer or the 2 trainers are giving us 2,088 at a pop. So, and each full heal I think is only 1,500, so we're really just making money at this point, aside from the fact that we're making money. But Becky's bringing out her Pikachu again. I'm getting some flashbacks. We better watch out. Please don't get paralyzed again. And we got paralyzed. Wow. It's crazy. It's so crazy. Yeah, let's, why don't we keep doing that? We don't want to swap out. We just want to leave Barry. Barry can stay in. Barry can go ahead. Barry can get Brick Break. Thunderbolt! Whoa! Little crash! And a rumbly brr. And then next thing you know, wah, bah, 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 and that Thunderbolt comes crashing down. Becky, sorry, girl. You just... it's a shame, but you did not win. Again. It's my rich person laugh. Oh, you're a little cutie. It's like a darling Pokemon. I remember you now. That's so cute. Beauty, Grace, Pidgeotto, which we are just going to beat up with our Brick Break. Punch that burb. What? Crazy. Bam! Look at that. Love to see it. Barry, 702. Not as much as 835, but definitely more than 403. Watch out. Wigglytuff with your ears, with your big old eyes. Shaving cream, whipped cream. Little doodad there. Beat Grace. Looks so cute. I know. Thank you. And moving on, I raise Pokemon for protection because I live alone. That hasn't changed. I live out in the country with my Pokemon. So Beauty Olivia sent out Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur's a nice Pokemon. He's got that onion flower on his back. And like, you know, it gets fire punch from time to time, but it's super effective. I don't know where we're going with that. $397. Yo, that's cheap AF. Alright, Ivysaur. Yeah, we're gonna one-shot this boy. Just take him down. Dunzo McFunzo. Grasp Pokemon is on fire. Burn into crisps. Nice. It's not about winning or losing for me. Interesting. Anyway, you lost. Fork over the cash. Let's go battle some bikers. Whoa, I just said fork all over the cash, and then you're just like, give me all your cash. Whoa! Biker Alexander sent out coughing. Well, we are going to punch this ball into outer space, hit it with the Brick Break. It's probably going to be not very effective, apparently, because watch out. 684 pushes us to the limit. Welcome to the 60 Club. Population Barry. Grimer's coming out. Of course, our level 60 Hitmonchan, aka Barry the Beast. Bonanza. Yeah. Oh, that crit mattered. Oh, love to see it. That's what we need up in here. Winners, which we're getting. Weezing's coming out. No, we're not really going to change, because guess what? Our main man Barry with the Brick Break level 60 is going to take care of it. Anyway, I'm not sure if you guys knew, but Barry just hit level 60. Pretty amazing. Love to see it. Guess he survived on 1. Pretty rude if you ask me. Don't like it. That was just, you know, inconsiderate. 1,038. That's what we love to see. Let's get more of that in there. Give me your money, pal. Then we're going to go ahead. Hey, kid, come on. I got these off some loser. Yeah, cool. Okay, guy. Biker Ernest. Ernest P. Worrell. Yeah, Ernest. Ernest goes to Kanto. Learns how to play with Pokemon. That would be a movie, right? And he just like shows up and they're just like, hello, you are in Pokemon World. Choose your starter. And he'd be like, oh man, I'm so silly, wacky, zany adventure I'm gonna go on. Wow. And then it was like, what is wrong with that guy? And it's just like the whole town just like standing around and they're just like, and he's just like going off into the tall grass. Here I go. And then he just, you know, goes marching off. Usually, like, if you go back, look at episode 1 where we were in Pallet Town, you know, you'll see the tall grass that we marched off to that Professor Oak was like, my guy, stop. Because you don't do it. It's dangerous, my dude. So yeah, but then he'll be like, I'm starting my adventures. He'll probably come across like a bunch of Rattatas, maybe like a Pidgey or two. No, he's gonna come across that Spearow. Y'all know which one I'm talking about. that Spearow. It's not quite on Route 1 by Pallet Town, but real ones know what's up. But anyway, it'll come across it, and he'll be like, "Oh, little birdie, what are you doing? I probably want a cracker." And then it'll be like, I'll be like, Spearow. And then Peck. And then Ernest will be like, "Oh, this doesn't feel good. No." Anyway, we beat Ernest, got some money from him, got that experience, that sweet, sweet EXP. Cut the tree down. We're kind of, we used up, I think it was a Brick Break. We just have Rock Smash, which we already know is a substantially weaker move. What we got? There's no other real good spot to get 5, but we can definitely get these ones in. So let's definitely give it a shot. Use the Versus Seeker. We got 4. We got 3. That's okay. I'm a little sad, but it's alright. We'll do what we can. This one's a double battle. Let's not make sure that Larry gets any more experience than he already needs. No, I'm just kidding, Larry. But seriously, we're going to put you on the back burner. Oh my goodness, we've forgotten about Trevor Jr. He has not joined the 50 Club. Definitely thought he did. Whoa, doggy. Let's get him some levels here. Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan is who we're facing. Barry on Barry action. And then, Trevor Jr. will come in behind for the cleanup, if you know what I'm talking about. What am I talking about? Yeah. And, heck it, let's hit him with the Brick Break. Trevor Jr., hit them both with the Surf. The nice thing in, like, these double battles and things like that, there are some attacks that, like, like Surf. Like, if you think about Surf, right, it's a whole tidal wave coming at you. Now, it makes sense it only hits one when you're in, like, one-on-one battle, because that's the only one. You know what I mean? But because there's 2 Pokemon in the battle that are over on that side, what are you gonna do, right? You're just gonna hit them both. Because it would be kind of silly if this giant tidal wave only hit the one and didn't hit another one, right? I don't know about you guys, but I've for sure seen waves at the beach. Let me tell you, as someone who also has tried to outrun those waves, or, dodge them, they win. They might not look like it, but they win. They will smash you around, and then they'll be like, "Whoa, you thought I was, like, right here, but guess what? I'm a giant. I'm water. I'm everywhere. I'm, like, inside you, around you, surrounding you. You're like, I'm inside the water, but the water's inside me, Why did we hit that with? That's like, we are misclicking all over the place, and it's just, speaking of misclicking, tell me, like, alright, so you're gonna have to go on this little adventure as well with me, which I hope you're okay with, but anyway, if not, whatever. So, I guess speaking of, misclick. Speaking of misclick, so y'all remember Men in Black, not the garbage sequels that came out, but like the true OG, not the comic books either, but we're talking like, not the cartoon. We're talking about the Men in Black, the first one, the one with Tommy Lee Jones, William Smith, and he's got the, the neuralizer, right? And they gotta wear the sunglasses because I'm gonna give him benefit of the doubt. And we're gonna get into this as well, that like, my child brain could not understand, like, the flash of light. Like, how does that wipe the brain out? Oh, well, you need the sunglasses. But it's probably like, yes, the neuralizer is like an alien technology. If you really want to get weird about it, they probably also manufacture sunglasses, the aliens or us who harness it, that block out and stop whatever receptors from hitting the brain's receptors. It's a long story. Too long, didn't read. The neuralizer's alien. Sunglasses are alien technology. It works, okay? It works. Yeah, it's funny about, like, misclick, like, because there's definitely the times, and they obviously hype it up for humor, where, like, Tommy Lee Jones, K, is just like, oh, like flash, flash, and he's like flashing people like multiple times, and he's just like flash, and like Jay Will Smith is like, oh, I can't, and he has to like close his eyes, and he's trying to get the sunglasses on the whole time, and like it is funny, like, because again, going back to like the misclick type thing, you know, could you imagine if like you were going to either neuralize someone or, you know, whatever, and you got slightly distracted, or your partner who's like you're teamed up with pulls out his neuralizer, doesn't give you a heads up, which, by the way, Kay, for the most part, does not give Jay the heads up that, hey, I'm going to pull out the flashy thing. We're going to make everybody, or, you know, whoever's looking at this light gets hit by the light, going to make them pretty much forget, you know, things that have happened. Which, I mean, they do even play to that as a joke, like in the movie a little bit, but like, oh, could you imagine just like, oh, like, what's that? It's this little magic, and you're just like, why am I in a black suit? Or like, whatever they did, because they could have, like, you know, roughed you up, put you in some different clothes, you know, gave you like a bottle or doused you in alcohol to make it feel like you were drinking all night, or, you know, something along those lines, and you'd be like, whoa. Whoa. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, misclick, that would be pretty intense to like misclick, or yeah, you do it to yourself. Oh my gosh, like, I want to like just daydream about a perfect example. We can make an Ernest goes to whatever, Ernest is in the MIB, and Ernest flashes himself, and he has to continually go through training, even though he's already been through training and all that. You know, he keeps going to HR to talk about this most recent time that he flashed himself, but he can't remember that it's ever happened. So it's just like, well, we can't, you know, what are we going to do with him? Like, we kind of like, we want to put him in the dangerous situations because, you know, he's kind of whatever. I mean, he's definitely like an idiot, played out to be, but he also gets things done. So like, he is a ends justify the means kind of character. So it's like, you know, if we got to get our hands dirty, let's send in, you know, oh man, yo, speaking of ends justify the means kind of character, Mr. Magoo and Ernest Worrell, Ernest from the Ernest movies, the guy we've just been talking about, both of them are recruited by the military to go on missions because they get things done. I mean, I would for sure watch something like that. Because it's just like, yeah, Ernest is like, I'm, you know, an important person and bleep bleep blorp, and like, I'm trying to take this seriously because like he does try to take a lot of things serious, and it just happens that he falls, you know, he just falls butt first into stuff, and just, you know, it all works out. Mr. Magoo is just like, I'm gonna go get like milk, and then he ends up like over in France eating a baguette with like some person he met forever ago, or, you know, that would be okay. Rock Smash, not very effective on balls of fart gas. Fire Punch, oh, it's not very effective, but it was enough to get the job done. Heyo, with enough. 61, Barry, we're getting so close to retirement age. Buddy, I hope your 401k is doing well. No, I don't know how the market's doing. I can't guarantee the Social Security's around in the Pokemon universe. Actually, I don't even know if you have 401ks. Barry, I'm not going to lie, you might have to still keep fighting to just keep living that life. Because as your trainer, I'm going to take a giant share because we need to buy things for the team. You know, full heals, you know, Ultra Balls to waste. I mean, some would say they're a waste because we're not really, you know, the last batch that we used, or the last batch that we used, the last one that we bought, we ended up just throwing away money because we couldn't catch the legendary. Now, some people are going to say that's a pretty legitimate reason to, you know, have lost all those balls because it's a legendary. Come on, obviously there's not a lot of them around. There are legendaries. There's only the 3 birds, so I mean, I can understand if you're like, oh, well, there's other legendaries, because, like, you know, there's 2 others out there, but there's not. So, like, I definitely understand that yeah. You know, I mean, like, waste of money, maybe not a waste of money. What are you going to do? Ran out of steam on that one and kind of forgot we were going along the way. Anyway, so yeah. So going back to Men in Black, right? When Kay hands him the noisy cricket, I think it is, it's definitely something that, like, I thought was so cool. And if you go back and listen, when he fires it, or when he's about to fire it, it makes a little cricket chirping sound. And I was like, no way. Like, how are there crickets on set? Like, I mean, it's New York City, so I definitely understand, and it's outside, so, like, bugs are outside. So I was like, wow. I mean, that's kind of crazy that their sound people can't edit out, or they weren't able to get rid of the cricket sound. It was, again, I don't think I was that smart of a kid. I was just, there were definitely points where, like, I understood, you know, like, sound and engineering and audio quality, but also the fact that, like, was like, I can't believe there were crickets on set. Like, I don't, you know, this magic little flashy thing, like, makes you forget. Like, I remember definitely, like, a second time watching it, third time, even at the end. So, had the VHS tape, right? And at the end was the Men in Black music video. After the credits rolled, it was the Men in Black music video that Will Smith did. And I had that alien Mikey from the beginning. He was dancing. And then, like, at the very end of it, like, it was just a little outro. And he was like, you're not going to remember this. Or, like, something like that. And then he held up the neuralizer, the flashy thingy, to the camera. And it was like, wow. And I was like, oh. And I definitely, the second I saw it come out and him holding it towards us, I was like, oh, no, you're not going to get me. You're not going to get me. Oh, and yeah, I mean, guys, we can't make this jump, so we're just going to hit these 4 that are right here. We screwed that up twice, and I don't want to not have Pokemon battle action going on. Otherwise, it's just a guy going in circles, jumping off a cliff, which, I mean, you can just look outside most of the time and you'll see that. But yeah, I definitely was like, you're not going to get me. Like, I'm going to remember that this was cool. Like, well, I mean, obviously it was cool, but, like, I'm going to remember that I watched this movie. You can't make me forget. And then, yeah, that was a good one. It was crazy. Like, VHS tapes, like, when they had stuff at the end and they had stuff at the beginning, just, I mean, I don't know. It still blows my mind about that, because, like, yeah, you would, like, it's really hard to explain, because it was really trying about, like, I don't know, you put the tape in, and you got, like, 15 minutes, like, up to 15 minutes of, like, not the movie. So you gotta, like, scrub through or fast forward through, or, like, the best would be, like, if it's a movie that, like, people like watching, like your friends or, like, people in the household or family or something, somebody would write down the time, like 11:27, like 11 minutes 27 seconds, or go to 7 minutes 52 seconds. Like, that's how long you would have to hold fast forward until you got to that time, around that time. And I'll tell you, the best feeling in the world, like, the magical one, was when you had that and you're like, oh, I need to get to this specific time, like 7:22, and, like, oh, you were like, I got this, and you held it and you got close and you, like, stopped it so that way that it started playing at, like, exactly 7:22. We're gonna heal up Barry. That was just such an amazing feeling. You were like, I am literally a god. Like, I am so great. I am clutch. You know, this is like my skill. To a point, kind of like that. Definitely had, like, there were definitely other kinds of VCRs. Obviously, there were different kinds of VCRs. But I do remember the ones that had, like, the hyperspeed or something like that. Like, it wasn't like hyperspeed, but it was like there was fast forward, and then there was like really fast forward. Like, we're gonna, like, this tape might break with how fast we're gonna be winding this tape. and it was just like, and it would just wind up, because it was just two things spinning, so then, but that was kind of hard because it didn't just stop. I mean, some of them did just stop, and it was like, and you were like, oh, whoa, or like, it would be just the one, oh, no. After you watch the movie and you had to return it to wherever it was. I wasn't one of those people that was fancy enough to have a Blockbuster growing up. It was only like after I was in high school that like one showed up, and then obviously they didn't last very long. We had like just a local mom and pop like one, and it was like, oh, it was like, you know, yeah, words elude me right now. I understand this is really hard to listen to, and I'm sorry about that. But there's just so much kind of flooding back, and just about how silly like everything was just in general. Like and I guess what I'm trying to bring up is like the whole like, and everybody's heard this, seen this, you know, they even made a movie called it, but Be Kind, Please Rewind, or Be Kind, Rewind. And that was sort of like a lot of places motto, that was Blockbuster's motto, but a lot of places like unofficially adopted it kind of thing. When, by the way, whoever came up with that slogan, Be Kind, Rewind, oh, were you the coolest guy in the, I guess, early 90s, mid 90s? Like, you're like, guys, I have a slogan. It's going to revolutionize the business. They're like, oh yeah, well, what is it? And they're like, these MFers not ready for what I'm about to drop. Be kind, rewind. But I remember my grandmom had one, and it was just a rewinder, or you do fast forward if you want, but like you like watch, like this is when you didn't have time to rewind. Like if you didn't, like you were watching movies that you needed to watch, you did not have time to then rewind the movie as soon as you were done before you popped in the new movie. Are you kidding me? We need to, like, the second this movie's done, hit eject, put the next movie in. Okay, we don't have time to wait. All right. But it was one of those things where, yeah, you would just put the tape in and you would hit rewind, and I would go, and like, you know, it just rewound it very fast, so like you didn't forget. And then it was just like, your tape's all rewound, but like, that's not good. We're weak to electric. All right, we should not screw this up. Yeah, let's not. T-Lord can come in and finish this off. Yeah. And I don't think it was Blockbuster that did it. I mean, maybe they did, because, you know, whatever. But I definitely remember the local shop that, like, there was a fee if you didn't rewind your tape. Also, like, crazy, because, you know, the whole, like, dropping your tape off, you know, when it's, hey, I rented it out on Friday, you know, it's got to be back, you know, Sunday night or Monday, before Monday morning it opens. So you're like, oh, I gotta return the tape so I don't get the late charge or get charged for it. And it was just like a mail. It was like at our mom and pop shop. It was literally just a mail slot, like in the door, and you would just slip the tape in there. And then there was a pile. Like, it was just a pile of tapes that it was then laying on because, you know, let's say Men in Black comes out on tape that weekend, right? And they get like 10 copies. You know, I don't know how many copies they actually got. Like, I don't really know the logistics of that. Let's say they got 10 copies. Now, let's say, came out the week before, Jurassic Park, right? And they only got 10 copies of that. So let's say there's 20 copies. So anybody that didn't get to see Jurassic Park last week, because again, they only have so many, and when they don't have it, any for you don't, like, that can, by the way, that can just ruin your weekend. You can be like, yo, let's pop in, we'll get whatever new movies out, we'll get it, and then and that's also why they had those, like, oh, you get Friday, you only get like a 24-hour rental. Like, this needs to be back by X time. But anyway, so you have the 20 tapes, and let's say they're all out, and everybody got them on, let's even better, everybody got them on Saturday, and they need to be back in before Monday morning when they open up. I wonder what Dragon Dance is. I think it just raises dragon moves or something. Yeah, attack and speed. We don't really want that. We want attack. Yeah, so like, let's say the first guy comes. He drops his tape in. It drops onto the floor. Like, it had a little plastic cover on it, but like, whatever. So it'll drop onto the floor. And then, like, it's in that area because it only goes in so far. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like you can reach your whole hand in. It's just a little mail slot. It's only the size for the tape. So that's there, and then the next person comes behind and they drop their tape. If you're picking up where I'm going with this, you got like 20 of them in there. By the 18th, 19th, 20th person that's coming up, they're just falling onto a pile of tape. So you're just throwing tapes on top of tapes. Gravity's just like, got you with the assist, bro. A slam. And like, yeah, you're a kid, so you're not like that smart, especially me. So you're like, oh, I'm gonna really like throw, push, or jam this tape in there. Sometimes it would get stuck because they would have like those like special editions or something like that. Oh, like, so one thing, like, there'd be like Titanic with 2 tapes, by the way. And it would be like, oh, it's a special case, because they would open and fold, like a book sort of thing. But, again, it's the mail slot, so it's only so big. So if you're trying to like return a 2 tape, like, it might not fit. Some tapes, while they all were supposed to design to kind of fit certain things, like in the in your VCR, there were definitely different levels of cases that would go around them. And sometimes those would just be too big for the mail slot. So it would just get stuck, or it would get stuck in there. And then it's just like, that's cool. I mean, it's stuck, but like, not my problem. Also, going back to like, oh, if it's not in by X time or returned by a time, like, there's like the late fee. And if you like drop it off, like if you do the overnight drop off, oh, it's got to be in by a specific time, whatever. Like, let's say, ooh, we are poisoned. Forgot about that. Not forgot about it, but like, just didn't do anything about it, because sometimes we are not smart. But yeah, like, let's say the tape's out, you get it on Saturday, it's got to be back by Monday morning at open, so you didn't get there Sunday night, so you just slide it in. Let's say you're just, because again, a lot of places close at like 5, 6 o'clock. Me and a buddy of mine, where we grew up, like, we just had this joke, and it wasn't even a joke, it was just like commentary about everything. Like, as Sunday after 6 o'clock, everything's closed. Restaurants are closed, convenience stores are closed. Like, there's nothing to do. Like, you have to go the next couple towns over to, like, which is just, and you're like, I don't want to ride my bike that far, like, at night. You're like, it just, nothing was going on. But anyway, so if the video store's closed and you're trying to return your tape, it's crazy how it was like an honor system, because like, you're just getting rid of the thing, putting it in there, and you gotta trust that whoever comes in, on Monday isn't in a bad attitude to check everything in. And it's just like, what? Like, they didn't actually hand it to me. They dropped, because like, again, oh, that's the other thing. Because you're just dropping the tapes in, and again, it wasn't like a place that just had a bin or something. It was just the mail slot. They open that door, they gotta pick up all those tapes. So like, that probably takes like 5-10 minutes in and of itself. And I'm sure on a Monday morning, after a weekend, like a Sunday, even the same for Sunday, because I'm sure people are just like, they get it Friday, they watch it Friday night, and then they're out Saturday. Oh yeah, let me drop off that tape. Like, could you imagine being like, just in a bad mood, woke up on the wrong side of the bed, woke up late, had to, clean up cat puke or something, or you know, the dog took a little bit longer than normal to go to the bathroom in the morning and set you behind. So you're just running late, running behind for a crappy job, and you go to open it. Like, it is crazy how on the level of trust of being like, yes, you dropped it off Sunday night, you didn't talk to anybody, you didn't do anything, but yeah, we are not going to charge you the fee because you got it in before the cutoff, which was Monday morning. I guess also if like they started kind of being like shisty like that, you know, probably, I guess a lot of people would complain or wouldn't shop there or wouldn't rent videos from there, and you know, I guess that might be a big detraction too. But just crazy. Just, I'm sure there's going to be something like 20, 30 years from now that we're going to look back like, you actually like watched a dude like on your phone. Like, it wasn't just, you know, broadcast into your brain. Like, you had to go to a website. Like, what's a website? Like, all I know is these apps. Like, whoa. I mean, I don't think it'll be too, I mean, it'll probably be pretty crazy. I mean, just to think of how far, you know, we've just come in 20 years, and then it's just like, oh man, like, you're telling me that it's not, like, not only have we had the iPhone in like the past less than 15, but like YouTube, like, just a lot of things in general, obviously. Still gotta work though, still gotta go to work. That hasn't changed. I'd like for that to change, for us to not really have to do like menial work. I mean, that would be great. Yeah, that would, I mean, yeah, that could change. I'd be okay with that. You know, what are you gonna do, right? I think this was that last battle of that 4-pack, and we're poisoned, so we don't really want to be riding a bike too crazy now. Whoa, let's head our way back to Fuchsia real quick. We'll just kind of heal ourselves up. Hopefully we don't get that extra step of poison. Ouch, it hit us. I hate to see it. I'd rather not burn through full heals, and I'd love to just use the free Pokemon Center here while we have the opportunity. Yeah. Ooh, actually, you know what, guys? Let's go ahead, save it here. It's been a fantastic Friday. I hope you all have a great weekend. Come back Monday. I think we only have like 1 or 2 of these left, if we're being honest. And then from there, it's Elite Four. So hopefully by next Friday at the latest. Next Friday at the latest will be our take on the Elite Four. Guys, gals, pals, take it sleazy. Ayy.